Welcome in the second video of Flow of Control, where we will learn about introduction to conditional statements, if else, if else and nested ifs. So let's begin. Now sequential flow of control is any program which goes line by line, which you know. So let us begin with if else, right? That is selection, conditional or decision making construct. So here we will see three types of decision making statement: if statements, if else, if are there, and the nested if else statement. In if else only we will cover if also. So let us see when a program has only if statements. So if statement must be provided with a condition and a colon. Now the condition can be true, can be false. So if you see here in this code, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 30. If now 10 is less than 30, we'll check the condition. The control will check the condition. If the condition is true, in this case, yes, the condition is true, 10 is less than 30. Since this header line condition is true, it will get inside the body of the loop. This is not loop, this is actually a block. So compound statement under if. So it has come inside this block and it will execute A is smaller. I will have to change this. This is written loop body. Actually it should be the block inside if condition. Now if the condition is false, then what will happen? It will not come inside, but it will do nothing. Over here it will come and there is no statement after this. So if the condition is false, then the control doesn't execute the if body or block and simply moves out. Let's see another example. Here A is equal to 10, B equal to 30, and if A less than B. Now here we have two statements inside this if condition. So if the condition is true, in this example, yes, the condition is true, 10 less than 30. So it will enter the block and it will print A is smaller. Thank you. Suppose the condition is false. Now what will happen in this case? If the condition is false, suppose we have given A, the symbol is greater than B. So 10 greater than B, that will make it false. So if the condition is false, it will not come inside the if block, and here since there is nothing, it will not print anything. If you can see this example, here the statement thank you is outside this if block. Statement thank you, print statement is outside this if block. So in the body of the if, there is only one statement. You can say body or block, whatever. So in the if block we have only one statement. The statement is print A is smaller. So if the condition is true, it will print A is smaller and then it will come out. But after coming out, it is seeing a print statement thank you. So that is why it is printed thank you. But if the condition is false, then what will happen? Suppose you have given the symbol as A greater than B, then the condition is false. So it will not go inside the if block, but it will print thank you. Why? Because this print statement is outside the if block. If the condition is false, it will not enter. It will directly come here outside the if block and it will see that there is a print statement. So this print thank you will get executed, right? So let's move on. Here if you can see, the condition is false. So that is why it is not printed A is greater, since there is only one statement inside if block and it is only printing thank you in the output. Here you can see, since the condition is false, 10 is greater than 30, which is false, so it is not entering the block, and both of these print statements are at the same level indented. Over here both the print statements were not at the same level. So that is why, since the condition is false, it is coming out of the if and it is not executing the block of if, so it is doing nothing. So the output is blank. So remember, to indicate a block of code in Python, you must indent each line of the block by the same amount. In this above example, both print statements are part of if condition because both are at the same level of indentation. So this is the hands-on experience for you which you will have to do. Write a program to accept 3 integers and print the largest of the 3 and use only if statement. Wish you all the best. Next, if else statement. Now if the condition is true, it executes the if block. But if the condition is false, what it should do? We want it to do something. Then we are giving this else. And remember, in else we don't mention any condition. We give colon. We give colon in if statement also. In the if header line, the condition is there and then a colon is there. In else also, we don't give any condition. Never ever give any condition with else, but give a semicolon. And when it will execute else, if the condition of if is false, then only it will execute else. So no need to give any other condition over here because if के condition का false होना ही else का execute करना होता है. So always remember this. If the condition is false for if statement, then it will not enter the block of if and it will execute the block of else. So here if you can see, the program is to check whether a number is even or odd. We are taking a number n, int input, enter a number and checking modulo 2, that number modulo 2, if it is giving you the remainder 0 while dividing it by 2, then 0 equal to 0, it will print even number, else it will print odd number, because odd number divided by 0. If we divide an odd number, let us take 7 is an odd number. So 7 modulo 2 means if you try to divide an odd number with 2, then the remainder will be 1. Modulo operator gives remainder 1. So 1 equal to 0? No. So the condition will become false. So when it is false, it will come to the else part and it will execute only this print statement and not this one. So it will print odd number. So in this way we can use if else. Remember, the most important part is conditions are provided only with if and not with the else clause. Again and again I am telling, remember this, that you have to give colon and a condition with if, but with else no condition but only colon. Now you can understand this example, the same example with if else. And the same example of finding whether a number is even or odd we can do using only if statement. But which one is better? Using if else is better than only using if. See, in a program we cannot write a program with else only. We need if statement, then only we can give else. We can have program with only ifs but not with only else. Else must be preceded with if. Else के पहले if होना जरूरी है. And if we talk about efficiency, if the condition is true, it will enter this part, it will not go to the else part. But if you can see here if the condition is true, it will come here. Again it will come out of the if block and then there is again if. So again it is checking the condition at least. So the number of comparisons is less in case of if else, but the number of comparisons is more in case of only ifs. So if else is always preferred. Moving on, if elif statement. Now this is a special kind of a statement where after else, suppose you want to give if, you want to again check after else, then what kind of statements you will give? So else and then if. So here in Python, else and then if, you can write it as elif. So the syntax is else and if together, elif. So since with else we cannot give any condition, but if your program wants that after else, if you want to check again some condition and again if you want to do some kind of if else, then what you will do? For example, I am giving, suppose the condition is whether you are at home or you are in school. Now suppose today is holiday and you are at home. So again there will be two conditions. That is, if I want to go for a movie outside with my friends, if the friends are there, else I will sit and work at home. So again in else if you want to check, so or again in if you want to check, again if condition or else if. So in these kind of situation you can have if else. This is an example, but for your program also the situations might arise where if and in else again you need to check some condition. So then elif, and then again for this if, this else is there. So remember that if the condition is true, this is the syntax given. If the condition is true, these statements will be executed, whatever the statements are. Otherwise, else, if the condition is false, this one, then it will come to else part. So this else is of this if. This if and this else makes a pair. Again inside else we have if. So again we are checking the condition. If this condition is true, these statements will get executed. If this condition is false, then this else statements will get executed. So this else is paired with this if, and this else, the else of elif, is paired with this if. So you have to remember this and understand it using programs and working out practically. These are very, very important. For example, there is a program to check whether a number is positive, negative or 0. I have run this program and I have shown you the output as well. Let us take a number n, an integer, input, enter a number. So you have taken a number. If now you will check whether the number is positive, negative or 0. So positive numbers are greater than 0, negative numbers are less than 0. Otherwise the number is 0. If it is not positive and not negative also, then it's 0. So here if suppose you have given minus 12 as your input. So if minus 12 is greater than 0, no, minus 12 is less than 0. So it will not come inside if block, it will come to the else part. So here in else again there is elif. Again a condition is there for this if, and n less than 0. Yes, minus 12 is less than 0. So it will enter this print statement will get executed. It will enter this block and number is negative will be shown in the output. Then after this it will not go to the else part because this else is of this if. Since this if condition has become true, so it has not entered this else. It has executed the if block and then it will come out of all these if else. So since there is no statement as such after this else here in the main program, so that is why only number is negative is the output. This is another program of taking runs from the user and then checking whether the batsman has scored a century. If it's greater than equal to 100 or if it's greater than equal to 50, then a 50, and else the batsman has neither scored a century or not 50 if it is less than 50. So in the same way this will also run. More programs using if, elif, and I will make you understand this. This is an arithmetic calculator program where you are taking two numbers a and b integer type because you know by default input function it takes whatever value in string mode. So here op is a variable we have taken for operator, op in short we have written, and you are taking it in string mode, only input you have written. So here the programmer is asking that enter the operator either plus, minus, into or divide. Now suppose the user enters two number and gives the operator as into, that is multiplication symbol, asterisk. Then what it will do, it will come first here. The fourth statement is if op equal to plus. So now here this condition becomes false since you have given into, so it will not enter the if block. Then again it will come to the else part. Here this is the else part of this if. Then inside else again if is there. If op equal to minus, no, this becomes false. Again it comes to the else of this if. So here is the else. Again there is if, and you are checking operator if it is equal to into. if this is true, yeah, this becomes true. So when this becomes true, you enter the block of this if and you execute C is equal to A into B. So whatever is the value of A user has given and B user has given, it will do the multiplication, it will store it in C. The C will point to that particular value. And then you will not come to this else part, elif or any other else part, because since this condition became true and you entered here, so no need to go this part. So the control will not come to this part. Seedha it will come outside the else if and all this if else, and it will print this statement. It will execute this statement. It will show you the number and then the operator and then the second number and equal to I have shown you. Here you can see the output and then the value of C whatever it has executed. I hope this is clear. In case suppose the user enters any operator which is not out of these four, suppose a user has given a dollar symbol, then it will come to the else part and it will print invalid operator. It will not go to any of these part because it will keep on checking, but finally when it will not get any of the operators, dollar doesn't matches with any of the condition given, so it will come to the else part, invalid operator, right? So like this, there is nested if also, that if inside if's body and then if inside elif's body. So what is nested if? A nested if is an if that has another if in its if's body or in elif's body or maybe in its else's body. So you may give if else inside if, you may give if else statement inside elif, or you may give if else inside else's body, or you may give if else inside any of these. Here are the syntaxes of these four types of if else inside if the condition is true. If you can see form 1, this is one type of example. Like if condition is true, then it will enter the block and this if condition will again be checked. If this one will be true, then these statements will be executed, otherwise else this statement will get executed. Now suppose the first if condition is false, then it will straight away come to the else which is in the same level of indentation, that is this else. Now this else again has one if with it, so else if, elif together. So if again this condition will be checked. If this condition is false, then it will enter this elif, where again a condition is checked, and if this condition is checked and if this condition is true, it will execute these statements. Otherwise, if this condition is false, else these statements will be executed. So since here you can see the example that if and else is under if in form 2, if else is under elif in form 3, here if and else given inside else, and here in the last form you have if else inside all if, elif and else. So these are the different syntaxes of it. Now let's see this program on nested if, sorting 3 numbers. This is one example I have taken, a program that reads 3 numbers and print them in ascending order. Here you can see the entire program, and this part is the output I have shown with some example. So first of all, reading 3 numbers and then printing them in ascending order. The smallest and in the middle, that is the middle of the smallest and the highest, and then finally the maximum number. So minimum, the mid number and the maximum number. So you have to take input XYZ integers of numeric type from the user. Again we are initializing 3 variables, mini, mid and maxi, with the value none. That is, none is absence of any value, as you know. This is given to maxi, this is given to mid, and this is also given to mini. So 3 more variables we are declaring with the value none. Now if x is less than y and x is less than z. So here as per the condition, when and is there, both the conditions must be true, as we know. So if x is less than y as well as x is less than z, that means x is the minimum value. So when we enter this if, That means over here in this entire block of this if, x is the minimum value, that we have come to know. Now between y and z, again the condition is checked. If y is less than z, if y is less than z, then y will get the mid value and z will get the maximum value. That means z is the maximum value and y is the middle value. And since we have entered as per this condition being true, that means x is the minimum value already. So here what we are doing, if this is true, y is less than z, then x give it to mini, y give it to mid, and z give it to maxi. So we have got the value of mini, mid, maxi. Now if this is true, then it will not enter any of the blocks, and straight away it will come out after this statement. It will come out to this print statement and it will print number in ascending order is mini, mid, maxi, whatever values it has got from here. Now suppose if x is less than y and x is less than z, this is true, and over here if this condition is false, y less than z, then it comes to else. That means y is greater than z over here. That means y will get the maximum value and z middle value, and x obviously mini, because here we have entered because x is minimum. Similarly in elif, here else if, here when we will come, when x is not the minimum value, that means when this condition is false. So then again it will be checked that whether y is less than x and y is less than z. So here in this elif block, what do we have? That y is the minimum value. So we have got y as the minimum value for this entire block. Now we have to check for the mid and the maximum value. So again if x is less than z, then y will get the minimum value obviously from this condition, x will get the mid value and z maximum. And if this condition is false, then it will come to this cells and y mini, z mid, x maximum. Else, now this else, when it will come to this else, when this condition also becomes false, that means the first condition of if x less than y and x less than z is false, elif y less than x and y less than z is also false, then it will come to else. That means z is the minimum. So here we know that z is the minimum, that's why else, in this else part we have come. Again inside this else there is if else statement. So again it will check if x less than y. So between x and y, one of them will be mid and one of them will be maxi, because we know the minimum value in this else part, is z. So z has got the minimum value. Then if x is less than y, so x is the middle value and maximum value is y. And if this condition is false, z is the minimum, y is the middle value and x is the maximum value. Finally, remember that the control will enter any of these if else. Control will get any one value for mini, mid and maxi. Not all these 6 statements will get executed. This mini, mid and maxi, the values of mini, mid and maxi, it will not be executed for all the statements. Only any one will get executed as per the condition. And accordingly, when it will come out of this if, elif, else block, it will print number in ascending order, mini, mid, maxi. So if you can see this example, that first number has been entered as 45 and the second number 23 and z is 90, the x, y and z. So then it will check whether x is less than y, that is 45 is less than 23. So no, 45 is not less than 23. Since this is false, so initially it will come to elif. Then it will check whether y is less than x, that is 23 is less than 45, yes, and 23 is less than 90, yes. So it will come inside. Again it will check. So we have got here, we have got the 23 is the minimum value, that is y's value will be given to mini 23. Now again x is less than z, yes, 45 is less than 90. So this becomes true. So then the value of x will be given to mid, that is 45 will be given to mid and 90 will be given to maxi, and accordingly it will come out from here, straight away it will come out here and it will print number in ascending order, The output is in front of you, 23, 45, 90. Thank you so much. This was all about if else and nested ifs. In the next video we will cover for loops and while loops. Thank you.